Hey all, this is my 2020 RAV4 and I've installed a garage button in this area here, just next to the steering wheel. So I'm just press this now. And I'll just press this again, turn it off. And one more time just to close the door. So in this video I'll show you how I installed this. This is an aftermarket Toyota push button, and what I've done is I've wired it up along down the trim going under here. That feeds up into the armrest storage area here, and I've wired it into a USB cable, which then comes into this remote. So if I press this one button, that opens up. So put this down. The reason why I've made it like this is so I can easily unplug it when I need to, or I can put it somewhere else and change the batteries. So that's the reason why I've done that. But let's just press this one more time, close the garage. So what I'll do, I'll start off first with the actual remote. I've already kind of did all this, and hopefully it's not too hard to follow when you do it yourself. But this is just a generic remote I bought off AliExpress, and you can program three things onto it. But I've just programmed up to number one here. But when you open that up, it's just got your standard remote. What I have to do, I'll just get a screwdriver just to open it up and show you what I've done inside. Alright, so I've just undone the screws here in the back, but what I wanted to start off with was you have to make sure, I guess, for safety reasons, that your garage has rolling codes. What that means is it doesn't stay the same the whole time. What happens is, from what I read up, the device will send a new code every single time, so that people can't easily attack your garage. So something to keep in mind. Make sure you do see that if your garage has a rolling code, then it's probably a lot more safe. Otherwise, if you didn't want people to kind of be able to attack your garage and you didn't have a rolling code, you could try to power the remote itself through like a 3-volt connection to the battery, and so that only when you turn on the key or the car, it gives power to the remote. But in this case, my garage does have rolling code, so these things, they last ages. I've had my original garage probably for 3 years now, and the battery has never died, so I've never had issues with that. But let me try to open this up so you can see. Alright, so I've already applied hot glue onto it, but essentially there's 3 buttons for the 3 remotes, as you can see. But perhaps you can see a bit better on this side, but you can see that essentially this is just a button, and there will be 2 sides where it will make a connection, and when it does, it will activate the switch. So in this case, it's the two joints on these sides here. One way I was able to see that was, or maybe not this one, but you can see that there is a path, a trace there. But essentially what you can do is you can try to short the 2 connections from using a wire. That's what I did. So essentially when you do press a button, in this case I got 2 wires and I joined it up together. So just one wire, join those 2 points, that bridged the connection, and then that activates the switch. So when you press that button, that should do it. So what I did then was just cut a old USB cable. I think this is an OTG cable, essentially, and then I soldered it onto those 2 points. So now when I press this button over here, which I'll show you in a bit, that connects into this, runs into that, and that presses this button here. Okay, so apologies if you can hear some background noise, just someone washing their car. But basically the next step was to pry this piece back out. So this is one whole piece here. So not too hard to pull out. What I did was, you can get your fingers in here. There's a bit of leverage, and then you can slowly pry that piece back out. Slowly, and then that should latch from here and then pull back this way. So I'll try to get that on camera so you can see what it looks like. So I try to get my fingers in here. Pull this back a bit. Go. So pull that piece out from here. Pull that down a bit. Slowly. You don't need to pull that whole trim piece out. From here, once you get that out, you can see these are clips, so they pop into those holes, so it won't be too hard to pull this piece out. But you can pull this piece down a bit now. Might be stuck into a couple more pieces down there, but once you can do that, you see it's got a bit of a hold, so it's not going to go anywhere. So if you've got blank spots there, then you can easily put a button in. They do put like these fake or these placeholders. Essentially how you get those out, if you see on the right hand side of those things, there's these little tabs. So you want to just right there, that one there, use a screwdriver and just push that in. Same thing on the other side, and this thing comes out on the face, so you push towards yourself, towards you. So I basically got a screwdriver and then put some pressure behind it and then pushed it out, and that piece falls out this way. So that's how you get those things out. Now when I bought this piece online, it's just a garage button. Be mindful that there's two types of button. There is a latching, and then there's a sorry, I can't remember off the top of my head, but one's a latching one, which is basically a kind of button that you kind of push and it stays in place. That's a latching button, a switch, and you don't want that because essentially it stays in place and it keeps sending the signal, which you don't want. You want a moment. I think that was, I can't remember, but basically it's going to be a push button. So you press it, and so when you press it, it comes back out. So see, there's no latching, it comes back out. Just press that again so it doesn't move. But the good thing about this is it comes as that piece, and then there's another piece here where you can unplug it. So just trying to do this one hand. So you unplug it with one hand, you can unplug it. So that's the cool thing. And then you can kind of tie that into, or solder into whatever connection that you want. What I'll do is I'll show you right here. So in my one, I've got the boot button here, I've got the 3D camera view here, and then just the automatic high beam light. It's up to you, and you probably have to do research on your own car. I'm pretty sure for most Toyotas, especially in this region, the illumination wire is always going to be green. Double check, obviously do your own homework, but from what I've done is this switch, when you buy them, they'll give you a wiring diagram, and so what I figured out first was which two wires would I need to use to complete the circuit, so that when I press the button, it will go and activate the switch down here. And so what I'd done was, outside of the car, I tested the yellow and the blue cable, and when I have those two in connected to the wires, that form the connection, and then that activate the switch. Okay, I'll try to get the actual picture of the wiring diagram that I bought from this and put it on the screen, but that's what I did there. The second one was this switch has two kind of LED indicators. So one would be for nighttime to show you here, and one is to show you that it's actually on. But yeah, so what I did was you need to find the one that's for the indicator or icon light. In this case it was the red wire for me, and so what I did was I tapped that into the green wire here, and that's for illumination. And then there is a ground wire for the icon light, and then I tap that into the ground for this, and this is connected. This is just tapping off the power icon light for the 3D camera here. So that's what I did there. After you do that, I still have another, I guess, 12 volt. You can probably just leave that for now. I think I've just left it. It's for the other light, which I don't think I need, or the accessory. But you know, you just make sure you buy the right type, and you're checking the right cable connections. But essentially from there, it's going to be a little hard to see, but that wire runs down into there. Okay, and what I did from there was there was a little gap beneath the trim. So you're not going to be able to see it properly, but essentially it came down from here. What I did was I routed it underneath. Sorry, it's so hard to kind of film this. I wired it underneath all the way over here, and I had the cable coming down here. From there, I brought it up to here, and then I used a wire feeder from there. This part is where you kind of have to pull this trim piece out, and so there's two little indents here where I popped in the pry tool. So once you do that, you can pop that out, and in this case here, you can see I've just drilled a little hole. This cable is for my dash cam, which I also use to extend a USB cable. This is what comes with the kit, so I don't need to power it through a cigarette lighter. I just power it directly through the car's USB port. But that's an extension cable. But anyways, the other cable here is for the garage mount. So yeah, that's how I did that one. So definitely, if you want to think about long term, if you don't care where this item sits and you don't mind it sitting either in your glove box or in this passenger storage box, then you can directly hardwire it to the garage mount. But I wanted to just have the availability to just unplug it if I needed to, and you know, change the battery easier, as opposed to hiding it somewhere in the car and making it a bit difficult to get to in the future. But that's just me. So yeah, so that's that part. But I hope you guys do find that useful. If there is any questions, do let me know down in the comments. So please like, comment and subscribe if you like, and I'll make some more videos.